welcome back to the Bolham family channel. I'm Mummy B, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Joshua's 16th birthday, or should I say his 16th birthday treat. I don't know if you've previously seen Joshua's 16th birthday vlog. If you haven't, I'll link it below so you can go ahead and watch that as well. But in that vlog I did mention that there would be more to follow because we had Joshua's birthday treat trip to follow. So Joshua was actually given the option to go somewhere as a treat for his 16th birthday. It was up to him where he wanted to go, and his choice was London. So he was asked who he would like to go with, and he said me. Now initially that was quite concerning because of my health. But once we had a bit of a think about things, and me and Daddy B discussed things, we decided the best way to go about this so that I could cope with it would be that I had a night's stay in London with Joshua, just so that I could cope with all of the travel. So we did that, and it's taken me a couple of days to recover, which is why the video hasn't gone up straight away. But it was a really good trip, and I just wanted to share it. More importantly, this is creating memories. This channel is about creating memories for my children, and so everything that we do that's special to us, we shall be documenting. More for our benefit than anyone else's, but I know there are people that enjoy watching us. So the trip was a 2-day trip. We stayed in a hotel in London just for the one night. So we travelled up on a Wednesday very early, and we got home very late on the following day, on the Thursday. So we had a very hectic, busy day the first day we was in London. We did several things in central London, on and off the tube trains. And the following day we went to a shopping centre and met up with a fellow YouTuber in the afternoon, which was really lovely. So what I was going to be doing was sharing just the footage, but I've decided to talk through very slightly. Oh, sorry about that noise. We're having our roads resurfaced today, so if you hear any noise in the background, it's because our road is being resurfaced. Yeah, so we anticipated we was going to vlog absolutely everything, and we was just going to just upload it for you, you know, for ease. That's what we was going to do, but unfortunately we had a few issues, so I'm just going to talk through the trip a little bit here and there. So on the Wednesday we got up early and we made our way to London, and when we arrived in London we then headed to Victoria to jump on a tour bus, which is something that I've never done before, although I've been to London quite a lot. But this was Joshua's first ever trip to London, so I thought the best way to start the trip would be to go on a tour bus, so that he got to saw quite a bit of London while he was there. So we had actually done a lot of research before we went. We found a tour bus that we liked the look of and where it would be, you know, what the route was going to be, and looked into how much we was going to enjoy what we might have been seeing. We then printed off a voucher that entitled us to get the trip on a 2-for-1 offer, and we took that with us. So we arrived in Victoria. We found the bus stop where the tour bus was, and as we went to pay for our bus ticket, we was informed that actually the place where you pay for your ticket for the tour bus was actually in Trafalgar Square. So the reason why I'm talking through all of this realistically is so that if any of you was going to be heading to London that actually is subscribed to us, you have this forewarning. This isn't something that we was made aware of when we printed out the offer. It was stated nowhere. So we arrived in Victoria to pay for our bus to board it. We were stood in front of a bus that was at the bus stop, wanting to pay for our tickets with this voucher, and was then told the ticket office is over in Trafalgar Square. Now, we'd already travelled all the way to London and all the way across from St Pancras to Victoria via the tube. So we wasn't terribly amused that we was going to have to travel all the way back to Trafalgar Square. So I just swallowed my pride and I paid the extra on the bus, which of course is worth it. But for anybody that's going to be watching this before they go to London, this may be something that they could be thinking about and planning into the trip before they go. So we used the original bus tour. There is more than one bus company that operates tours in London, as you can imagine. There's several. But I think this was stop Z6 outside the station. So just like I say, for anybody that might be thinking about doing this, this could be very useful information for you. So we boarded the bus and we was on this bus for a couple of hours. So here's the video. Hi guys, so if you see Joshua's 16th birthday video, it is now the morning of the day we are travelling to London for his birthday treat. I'm ready and it's currently about 7:20 AM. Joshua's in his room playing with his tablet, passing time, but very shortly we will be getting ready to leave to go to the train station. So hope you enjoy the journey and our trip. We shall be recording and taking lots of pictures, just so that we can look back on it, and for anyone that wants to enjoy watching. Joshua's currently very excited, so we'll see you again soon. So if you haven't seen Joshua's 16th birthday vlog, I will link it for everybody to watch. And it is actually Wednesday the 4th of April and we are staying in London overnight. So Joshua, are you excited?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go. So we're currently walking to the train station. It's a beautiful morning. Seems like we're quite lucky with the weather. We'll be getting out of breath because I don't get out very often because of my health. But this is a special trip for Joshua, and it was his request that I came with him. So it might be a bit slow, but it's going to be good. The pain will be worthwhile. I'm trailing behind him. So yeah, as you can see, it is a struggle to keep up with him because he's so lanky. He's a tall boy and he seems to walk quite quickly. So just wanted to do another short video because where we're currently walking there's quite a nice view of the hills. You can see the hills, but yeah, and it's quite a lovely morning. Quite lucky really. Just hope it stays this way. Fingers crossed. Just approaching the train station and we've got here slightly early, which is precisely what we want because we've got to collect our tickets in a minute. So we've got our tickets and we're just waiting for the train now. St Pancras in London. What do you make of that journey?
Boring.
Yeah, but to be fair, it was a lot quicker than the other services.
Yeah,
we did actually go on a high-speed train. So, next up is the tour bus. So we're just making our way off the train. We're going to go and find a tube. Joshua's never been on a tube before, so we're just going to go and find the underground. And we'll show you that.
The 2-2 would also be yellow. That's the service with all those different languages. And you're provided with your headsets as well. T3, that's the green routes. I'm taking you to the areas of Charing Cross Road, the bookshops, and the Trafalgar Square. T4, the blue line, Bolham Museum, South Kensington, Harrington, Knightsbridge, London's largest shopping store. T5, our orange routes, the areas of King's Cross and Russell Square, the British Museum. T6, your purple, that takes you to Queensway, Hospital Gates, White City, Westwood Shopping Centre, and finally to 7 Blackwood. All the areas of Bacon Street, where you'll find Madame Tussauds, our White Museum. My name is Ed, it's your host, Patrick.
Boarded, and I think the first stop is Buckingham Palace.
Pop up in Palace stop, and then just walk straight ahead for that. Back here to continue on the tour. Started by the Romans in 43 AD. Hill Grey Coach Hospital is on the right, now the Grey Coach for the girls. If you run around a great place, it's a great moment. And the fourth Prime Minister and his wife sent their daughter as well. Now, next to our left, one of our street markets in Stratton Brown. Come along for a bite to eat and a bargain or so. And the Gibbs also to your left, Channel 4. The other headquarters of one of our TV stations. And the official broadcaster of London's 2012 Paralympic Games. Now heading along what's known as the Horse Ferry Road, referring to a ferry service using horses across the river before we built all those bridges. Mentioned earlier on, the next attractions or so take Britain on. And in immigration issues, one's based on Whitehall, which we'll be covering later on, down the street over the office of the Prime Minister. See, the stands, aircraft and submarines are on display there. Last stop, there's attractions, take Britain and the Imperial Museum. next up, the area of Parliament Square, where you'll find a house, a park, Big Ben, and the visiting of Westminster Abbey. Looks like these pictures coming up. Up to our right, Victoria Tower, 320 feet high, where the Queen opens Parliament in the state opening. So I'll stop the area of Parliament Square. House of Oxford MPs, members of Parliament are based 646 members. Debates to pass the laws of the land. Also here the House of Lords, consisting of earls, judges and bishops. So our next stop, coming up over the other side of the water, we'll find the London Eye, the Aquarium, Shrek's Adventure, London Dungeon, London Film Experience, wonderful London Eye, and our popular boat ride to the City Cruises. So you can see the renovation project on our right. Yeah. Big Ben. Island. Then there's the Hall Chapel, Tombstone, the Kings and Queens, Poets Corner, Rice and Holland, and the posters where the monks were trained. And glimpse of the, turning on the left, that's the area of Whitehall. Up there you'll find the Horse Guards, Downing Street, and leading up to the area of Trafalgar Square. Big Ben's renovation project cost over £50 million. So that the tracks leading to one side, and the mechanism operates the bell in updating as well. My view bridges on the London Eye. Millennium, 240 feet high. It's got 36 capitals, each cap containing up to 25 passengers at a time, with a total capacity of 800. Miles at top speed when in France, and just over 200 miles per hour when with us. Now we move to King's Cross, St Pancras.
There's another tour bus. You see that? This there. That one is the same company as the one we're using. The one we're using has got a big Union Jack on the side of the guns.
That's our right. You see the right just above the column, General lying in hospital. The ladies came to give birth during Victorian times at the lying in hospital. Off the area of Waterloo.
Now that little bit closer to the island.
Let's get on it. London Eye. Well, here's the pictures. Well, as you can start from the left here, the city of Westminster, known as the spiritual and political heart of London. See on more or less the low side, and it announced 5, there's no 78. Now more views now, right? The City of London, the Square Mile, started by the Romans in 43 AD. Famous dome of St Paul's Cathedral. Course of justice.
Joshua's currently really quiet, taking everything in. I think he's really enjoying it. I certainly am.
Now,
So after our bus tour, which obviously we really enjoyed, we did a couple of other bits, which I shall show you now. Now these couple of bits that we did do, two of which were actually mentioned to us by some of our subscribers, and thank you very much for mentioning them, because both two things I'd never heard of, so we decided to do it, you know. So you would have seen that we went to Leicester Square, we had Joshua's caricature done, we found M&M World, thank you Nikki. The lovely Nikki suggested there was an M&M World, I think it's called, in Leicester Square, which I've been to Leicester Square so many times and never knew that existed. So we decided to go and take a look, and Joshua absolutely loved it. He spent some of his money in there, and me and Daddy B bought him a couple of gifts in there. Unfortunately, we haven't taken haul pictures, which is a bit silly, I know, but lesson learnt, next time we do a trip, we might take more pictures and videos. But Joshua bought himself some lovely bits and pieces, and me and Daddy B bought him a lovely big plastic or perspex box, and it was made to look like a present, which was quite apt because it was a birthday trip. Filled with his favourite M&Ms, which are crispy M&Ms, so I bought him that. And he also saw a t-shirt that he liked the look of, which he wasn't willing to fork out for, although he had quite a bit of money at that point because it was really early on in our trip. He wasn't willing to part with that amount of money in one go, so I bought it. It was actually in the sale. It was marked down from $28.95 down to $23.95, and it was a blue camo t-shirt, which he loves camo, but it had M&Ms embroidered across the middle just here, and it was so him, and he really liked it. I felt he deserved a little bit of a treat because when he had his money for his birthday from family, I made him a bit of an offer, and knowing how children can be, I wasn't too sure whether he'd take me up on it or not. It was suggested to him that if he wanted to save some money for a trip to London, whatever he decided to save and give to Daddy B to look after till we got to the day of the trip, I would double. And like I say, I wasn't sure whether he would take us up on the offer, but he actually did. And he gave us £50 to look after. So on the day of the trip, Joshua was given £100. And of course, £24 on a t-shirt in one of the very first places he went, he just wasn't keen on spending, which I completely understand. So yeah, we bought him that. And when we got to the till, there were some people, they had something really bright with M&Ms draped around them. They almost looked like they were dressed like Batman at the tills. And the lady at the till said to me, we've got this lovely fleece blanket on offer today for £4. Would you like one? It's the one we're wearing. And it was quite bright and cheerful. And I thought, why not? So in Joshua's M&M carrier bag from us, he had the sweets, the t-shirt and the fleece blanket, and he was absolutely thrilled. I think he managed to pick up some M&M laces because he, last year for his birthday, he actually designed his own trainers with Adidas. So he has actually got custom trainers. And he loved the bright laces in the shop so much so that he purchased himself a blue pair of laces and a green pair of laces, and they had the M&M logo on them, so he was thrilled to bits with those. And I think there was a couple of other bits, but I can't quite remember what they were. Also, so when we was in Leicester Square, we went to M&M World. We did his caricature, which he was desperate to do, and he was absolutely thrilled with. And it was actually the guy that's actually done me and Daddy B's caricatures when we've previously been to London. So it was lovely to see this guy again and get to say hello to him. I took Joshua to a souvenir shop in Leicester Square, which he loved. I also managed to find an amazing donut shop in Leicester Square, or just in a side street off of Leicester Square. Joshua absolutely loves donuts, and I desperately wanted to find him something a little bit different, something that he was going to really enjoy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I did get pictures of his donut. It was absolutely huge, and he absolutely loved it. Really loved it. So if you're a fan of donuts, I will link the details below on this particular place we found called Donut Time, and show you a picture of his donut. Now it was really, really big. They cost about £4 or £5 each, so they are very expensive. But for a day trip or a weekend trip, something that's going to be a bit of a treat of a trip, this is something really worthwhile checking out if you like your donuts. Joshua was thrilled to bits with his. So after that, we was meant to be heading to Covent Garden to check out the street entertainment. But it was raining in Leicester Square once we had eaten, once we'd finished doing all of our other bits. So we decided to scrap that part of our day because we didn't want, I mean, I was in a lot of pain anyway, but we didn't want to be hovering in Covent Garden if it was going to be raining on the street. So we missed that completely. So we decided to go straight from there, across on 2 tubes, to something somebody else had suggested to us that I'd never heard of. And this is something that Jean, or if you don't know Jean, Pink Poodle 2, and I'll link her channel as well, she suggested that to us. So we went and checked that out. Now the plan with that was we was going to be videoing that. And I have to admit, we don't have footage for you. And the simple reason for this is, although we took pictures outside, and I will show you this, we took a lovely picture of Joshua standing outside. Unfortunately, we weren't the only people in our car, so it didn't really feel right to be videoing our journey. And not only that, once we got up in the cable car, once we started getting up into the air, we wasn't particularly keen. And our car was swaying a lot, and it made me feel ill, actually. So the slight footage we did get at the very beginning, we have decided not to show people because it's not fair on the other people that were in the car, but also the trip wasn't enjoyed overly. It was so bad that I got halfway, and I've got a fear of heights, but I coped with the height. It was the swaying of the car. we got halfway and I was so very tempted. I suggested to Joshua that I may need to stop at the other end, just so that I can kind of build myself up and be able to cope with going back, because it was swaying somewhat, you know, it was quite windy and it was quite frightening, if I'm being honest. I mean, it all sound like a big girl's blouse, but it really was going for it. It wasn't just a little bit. Yeah, so we got closer to the platform, the other end, and I said to Joshua, look, I think I'm going to need a rest. How do you feel about it? Do you want to go back on it? Because the problem we have is that we've bought a return ticket and the other end where we got on is right by the hotel we're staying in. So if we don't carry on this trip, we're going to have to find another way and means of getting to the hotel. And Joshua said, I'm not getting off. I'm staying on. If I get off now, I won't get back on. Which didn't really leave me with an awful lot of choice. So we stayed on. Big mistake. Because on the way back, it was a hell of a lot worse than coming. Really proud of myself for getting on it in the first place, really, because I do have this really big fear of heights. It's an experience that we're glad that we've had. But if you was to ask us if we was ever willing to do it again, the answer is definitely no. I would recommend it if you wanted to experience something new. However, if you have got a fear of heights, I would strongly recommend that you let your family or your friends go across and that you wait for them, because it's really not the thing for you. So just putting that out there, it's something I'm glad I've experienced, but I really wouldn't recommend it if you've got a really big fear of heights. So there you go. So we did that, and I will show you the pictures. So after that, it was time to head to the hotel. Now, originally we thought that perhaps we would head to a cinema that was very, very close by to the hotel that evening if we had time and if we felt up to it. Now, when we did find this hotel, after getting lost and having to find a taxi rank, because my phone died, which wasn't very useful because we weren't able to navigate our way to the hotel. So we found a taxi rank, we managed to get a taxi to the hotel, and by the time we got there, we were so tired and so glad to have found the hotel, we just didn't want to leave. So we just spent the evening in the hotel. So we're at our Travelodge hotel and we're in room number 206, which is straight ahead. This is the key. Alright, so we finally got there. We're opening the door. I'm not very good at that. So, as we turn around, this is our room. So, straight ahead, we have the window. This is our view. Not the best, I know. Yep, that's the view we have. It's a real work site, like building site we've got in front of us. So we do need to make sure that we have the curtains closed in the evening. And here we have a table and chair, which Joshua seems to be enjoying a lot, which has got the breakfast menu and the dinner menu, I think, if you was wanting to eat. And then here's our beds. Joshua put them right up against each other because he didn't want to sleep on the opposite end of the room.
Obviously.
Only joking. So there's our beds. So as we turn round, You can see where I've just come in, that's where the door is. And then opposite our beds in front of us, we have a nice TV, and there's a mirror, and there is hangers to hang your clothes or coats on. So, facing the door again as if we was going out. Here is the bathroom. It's a great big wet room. If you're not familiar with them, it's a disabled shower room, basically. So it's got all the handrails and the pull cord, and then we have the pull down chair, and that's the door. So obviously standing here you can see the TV and the clothes rail and the window and the bed. So it's quite you can see a lot of the room from here. So as I said to Joshua, you don't really want to be using the loo forgetting to shut the door if the curtains are open. Not that you would anyway, but having those works going on outside the door is not particularly the greatest. But after having an exceptionally busy day, and with the issues I've got and the amount of pain I'm in right now, I'm just so glad to be able to sit down and have a rest. So yeah, that's our room. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of our room and the view of Joshua. So that's the end of day one. Now we're gonna just chill out and have a sleep before our exciting day tomorrow in the Westfield shopping centre, and we're going to get to meet another YouTuber tomorrow, which is quite exciting. So bye guys. In regards to the following day, I will apologise, but we didn't get any footage of the following day because our first day, my phone decided to conk out halfway through the day. As I've just explained, my battery died, which didn't help with finding the hotel. Now, the following day, we was going to be busy, and obviously we was going to need my phone working for our journey home. So I decided the absolute best thing to do was to fully charge my phone in the hotel and not to go out of our way to video or take pictures that day, and to just enjoy the trip, enjoy that day without taking pictures and videos. Taking pictures and videos the first day wasn't a problem. We was really glad of it because they were the really big things that we wanted to really be able to look back on. Whereas the second day was just in a shopping centre, and yes, it was amazing meeting our lovely subscriber Jean, Pink Poodle 2, but really, when you're first meeting somebody, you don't want to be vlogging it anyway. I am a little bit disappointed we just didn't stop and think about having a picture taken with Jean, but I'm sure in the future when we get to see her, then yeah, maybe we will get a picture next time, which will be great. So yeah, we did meet up with the lovely Jean. I can't remember if I've already mentioned, she's Pink Poodle 2, and I will link her channel along with Nikki's underneath so that you can refer back to both of them. They're both really lovely people. They both made lovely suggestions for me and Joshua for our trip, and we can't thank them enough. I mean, those couple of things made our trip, so yeah, it was really fantastic. So yeah, we met Jean, we had a lovely afternoon wandering and chatting, and then it was time to come home. And yeah, it was a really memorable trip, and Joshua really enjoyed himself, and so did I. Despite the pain and the amount of time it's taken me to recover, it was perfect, and I couldn't have asked for a better trip. Joshua's already got his caricature in a frame. Yeah. So if you liked this video, guys, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you'd like to hit that bell button, you will get notifications every time we upload a video. Sadly, if you don't do that now, it appears that you don't get notifications of all of our videos unless you hit the bell button. Subscribing doesn't do that anymore. Subscribing to our channel will only give you some notifications of our videos. So if you're wanting to see notifications of all of our videos that are about to go up, hit that bell button. Okay, thank you guys, and I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.